Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was always fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos or danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all will be kept in the pits. Not to mention that with members in over 130 countries already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series, and work your way up to one of 7 world championships, offering over $500,000 in prize money. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Welcome in, race fans, here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network. It is Wednesday night. It is your midweek racing action, and it is back in action. It is the Salt Flat IROC Series back here at the Dover International Raceway. It is round number 13, presented by Griffith Stone here from Dover, Delaware. This track here in Dover, they broke ground in 1966. They opened operation for racing here in 1969. It was not an asphalt oval like it is here tonight. It was actually a horse track to the inside. Horse track racing is what Dover International Raceway was back in the day. Well, we still have horses, we still have ponies, but they are under the hood here tonight at Dover, and it is where IROC round number 13 is. I'll be your host tonight up in the booth, pushing the cameras, all the production feed coming from you. I'm Roger Muth. Alongside me here tonight, we have a brand new man to the booth. It is Dominic Capilupo. Dominic, welcome here to the booth and to the Dover International Raceway. Racing action is getting ready as these drivers have been practicing all evening long.
Yeah, great to be in the booth, making my debut here for Salt Flat Racing in the booth at Dover. No better track for me to get started. Home track here at Dover.
As you live just up the road, just a couple of hours, just like we do here from our studios located in Pennsylvania, Dover is the site of some great racing action. A lot of famous drivers have won here at this concrete jungle. Jimmy Johnson has won a ton of races here. Dale Earnhardt Jr. has won. Dale Earnhardt Sr., Jeff Gordon, just to name a few. The IROC Series, the International Race of Champions, unfortunately never came here to the Dover International Raceway, but tonight we will go racing virtually here from the Dover International Raceway. I did say it is round number 13 here tonight from Dover, so let's take a quick talk about our point standings. Coming into the night, Cole Day is leading the points championship. 7 top 5s for the driver. 11 top 10s, 3 wins this season. He has the most wins. He is tied with Jordan Smith, his teammate, but Cole Day is at the top of our point standings. He leads the point standings over the Las Vegas kid of Cody Levitt by 11 points. Josiah Millen is third in our championship point standings. He is 79 points back. So with just 2 races left in the season here at Dover and next week for our championship race at the Pocono International Raceway, it seems like it's going to come down to just a 2-horse race between Day and Levitt, who used to race for the same team here on iRacing.com. Josiah Millen, like I said, is third. Jordan Smith is sitting back there in fourth. Fifth is the man from South Carolina, that is Quincy Atkins. Sixth is Jason Dobbs. They are just separated by 1 point, so we will keep a close eye on that action, but right now, tonight, it looks like Griffith may have the upper hand as the driver of that 75 is not here at the Dover International Raceway. Sitting just in the 7th position is Donald Bennett. He's only 9 points back, so there is still a chance for the driver out of Pennsylvania to pick up a couple spots here tonight. Darrell Lauder is 8th. 9th is the man from Puerto Rico of Orlando Rivera, and Jamie Leach is sitting there rounding out our top 10 point standings positions. Dominic, those top 2, though, Cole Day's 11 points. That could be a huge swing here tonight at Dover.
Yeah, all it takes is Levitt to pull it into victory lane tonight, and that points lead is cut in half at least. So just a couple spots here and there these next 2 weeks, and that could be the difference between Levitt bringing home the championship or Day holding them off.
Neither driver has ever won a championship here with the Salt Flat IROC Series. Both drivers are respected drivers on the iRacing.com platform. They do have championships in various different platforms of racing. Cody Levitt coming over from Forza Motorsports. He has a championship over there, mainly on the road course side of things. Cody Levitt likes to dabble in. But when you race in the race of champions, you have to be good at everything. Cole Day and Cody Levitt have been the class acts of the field, but we will find out as we are under 1 minute left in our qualifying session. Right now, it does look like Jordan Smith is our provisional pole sitter here tonight, but with a minute left and 1 driver who has yet to turn a lap, that is the number 40 of Josiah Millen, we won't kind of blow the candles out just yet and hand the cake over to Jordan Smith. We'll wait and see. Tonight's race, when we do get to race time, it will be 70 laps the distance. So 70 laps around this concrete 1-mile track with Miles. We're going to see who's going to be able to dance, because this track is tricky. Yes, the tricky triangles next week, but this track here with Miles the Monster is tricky also. It kind of goes down when you go into the corners. It comes up when you come out of the corners. It is just an elevation nightmare for these drivers, and we will see which one is able to hang on and tame Miles the Monster here tonight. Hope you race fans are ready, because it's about that time that, well, as you see the clock count down, qualifying is officially over. 16 drivers, as it looks like we do have the sprint car driver out of Utah of Jeff Bergner joining us late to the grid here tonight. Well, let's take you down trackside for our starting lineup, brought to us tonight by Coffee and Comics. This is our starting lineup here tonight for round number 13 of the Salt Flat IROC series, presented by Griffith Stone. Starting on the front row, it's going to be the two teammates out of the Integrate and Intimidate stables. It's going to be the number 5 of Jordan Smith. He will take the bonus points here tonight at Dover. Sitting second, it's the man who leads the points championship. That's the 37 of the young engineer of Cole Day. Starting on row number 2, position number 3, out of Las Vegas, Nevada, driving the number 38, the Deeper Darker Dew Machine. He is 11 points back in the championship hunt, and he'll have himself a good starting spot here tonight. It's the man driving the 33, the Green Machine out of Virginia. It is Greg O'Berry. Driving for BeastRacing.com, hailing out of Puerto Rico, driving the 08, the blue car out there tonight. It is Orlando Rivera. Starting 6th on the grid, out of Florida, driving for the Coast to Almost Coast team, the number 26, it is Daryl Clauder. Out of Tennessee, driving the 98, No Doubt Racing, Balls Nation, it is racing Jason Griffith Dobbs, starting 7th. Starting 8th here tonight, driving the Deeper Darker Dew, number 88, the past champion out of Ohio, it is Jamie Leach. Starting in the 9th position, out of Ohio, the driver of the DraftTop.com, number 7, this is Michael Bromley. Rounding out the top 10, the driver out of Virginia, driving the number 48 for the NSRA Super Speedway Group, it is Todd Poston. Starting 11th, driving the Raise Energy Drink, number 04, out of Utah, it is Danny Valenzuela. Starting 12th on the grid, driving for the Keystone Motorsports Group, out of Topton, Pennsylvania, driving the number 31 Turn 3 Racing Network machine, it is Donald Bennett. Starting 13th on the grid here tonight, it is the man that they call Colton Farrow, the Coffee and Comics, number 62, out of Nevada. Starting 14th, it's the firefighter, the number 19, this is Russ Hancock. 15th on our starting lineup here tonight, it is going to be the driver of the number 40, Jordan Henn Racing. Out of Topton, Pennsylvania, it is Josiah Millen. Starting 16th, then shotgun to the field here tonight, it's the Utah man, it's the number 21, the Bergner Racing, the Midnight Runners Group. It is Jeff Bergner. That is our 16-car field here tonight for round number 13, presented by Griffith Stone. That was your Coffee and Comics starting lineup. Dominic, I don't know if you're ready, but the cars are out there on track, and we are getting ready to go 70 laps the distance with 16 drivers.
Gonna be fun. Definitely gotta watch this start here. 16 guys here at Dover. Could see some early incidents, and I'm telling you, if one guy towards the front of the pack gets a little swirly and around, this is a self-cleaning track. So usually don't see many single car incidents here. Usually if one guy goes, we got multiple.
Well, we're about to find out as the iRacing.com pace truck is off the track here tonight. Coming into the Gibson AC and Refrigerant green flag zone. We will get ready to go racing here in round number 13, presented by Griffith Stone. The green flag is out, and we are headed to turn number 1. 16 drivers do take the green flag here tonight, with Bergner trailing the tail end of the field. It will be Jordan Smith and Cole Day, though, that lead us into turn number 1. Cody Levitt is right there on the bottom.
Good start there for Jordan Smith. Definitely needed to get clear, and he does that, and now we got side by side for second.
Yeah, Cole Day still continues to fight back on the outside. Take a look back there, though. That's the 33. That is Greg O'Berry. He is going to come to the front here early and often. He is not going to sit back and ride. He has nothing to really race for other than wins here this season. Remember, he missed over half the season with a fire at his home. Lost everything. Lost his sim rig, everything he had lost. He is back now, and he is looking for vengeance. He may not have a chance to win the championship, but he still has a chance to claim a couple victories.
Yeah, you definitely want to get your track position here early while you can. Hard track to pass at, so these starts and restarts are going to be your best opportunity to gain positions.
Right now, Orlando Rivera is working the inside of that number 33 of Greg O'Berry. And big sideways there for the number 31 of Donald Bennett, who's a little bit farther back in the field. He is running into the 12th spot as Rivera still is underneath the 33 of Greg O'Berry. Your top 3 have gone single file, and I don't think they're going to race it out. That might be team orders, Dominic. The 5, the 37, and the 38. They may all look like it's the same color, but it is actually the Smith and Day duo as teammates. Cody Levitt, an Alliance driver with them, but now that they've gone single file, crash in the back straightaway. 31 of Donald Bennett up into the outside wall. It also looks like Jamie Leach has some damage to his deeper, darker due number 88 machine. That all started coming out of the corner. One car sideways as everybody was trying to pick up as many positions as they can here in the early stages of this one. Leach went sideways off the front bumper of that 26. And Donald Bennett nowhere to go. He got wrapped up in it also. So right now, Bennett has the most damage out of the 3 cars involved in that one. Now it might be a long night to hoe here, as it is only 5 laps in.
Like I said, self-cleaning racetrack, and that was it. Nowhere for Bennett to go, and really nothing of his doing, and now he's the one that suffers the most.
He's back there running 14th right now. Jeff Bergner is behind him in that 21 machine, and then it's Russ Hancock right now. Those 2 drivers did start shotgun to the field as they did not get any practice time in here tonight at the Dover International Raceway, as there's a pass right now for that 13th position. That is Josiah Millen, the driver out of Topton, Pennsylvania, looking to the inside on Darrell Lauder. He will get around Darrell's machine. Darrell does have a little bit of damage to that right front, but I don't believe it's going to affect him all that much. These IROC cars, these street stocks, they are able to go up, beat, and bang off the wall, and they still keep on ticking here tonight.
Now, you know, Roger, you were talking about those team orders. Well, someone that's not listening to that or cares about that is Orlando Rivera. He is moving his way through the top 5. He's actually making a pass here for second.
Yeah, the resident driver out of Puerto Rico, BeastRacing.com, number 08 of Orlando Rivera. He's one of those drivers that he is known that he will take the risk to go down to the inside to possibly get you to move up the track just a little bit, and you see him right there, peek to the inside of Jordan Smith. Jordan Smith blocks the advance by that 08, and then Greg O'Berry also right there. Remember, we talked about him. Nothing to lose for that camp either for Greg O'Berry, as Cole Day is just kind of hung to the outside right now. Cody Levitt is also there, and right behind them it is Vols Nation. Racing Jason Griffith Dobbs. He's right there running into the 6th position currently. He is the only yellow car out there on track here tonight. That is the highlighter yellow for the No Doubt Racing of Racing Jason.
Yeah, this is interesting. You saw Day and Levitt. They really didn't put up much of a fight against Rivera, who's being very aggressive right now. And that's really because they have everything to lose here. Do not get yourself involved in an early wreck that could end your championship run.
Yeah, you got to think about that when it's coming down to the nitty-gritty with only 2 races left, as we're already 9 laps officially in the books. Here comes Greg O'Berry now, as almost contact with Orlando Rivera. O'Berry lifts off the throttle going down the back straightaway. Everybody saw what was happening in front there, and they kind of all checked up, because now Cody Levitt is all the way back to 8th. But with 2 races left in this championship hunt, you don't want to take yourself out early. If you're Cody Levitt especially, you just want to protect what you have. Yes, it was an 11-point lead for Cole Day in the championship hunt coming into Dover. Well, it could be a lot more if Cody Levitt wrecks out right now, and then Pocono almost becomes a must-win and hope that something happens to Cole Day, as we just saw Cole Day on Tuesday night in the Rise and Grind, the Draft Top Progression Series. Cole Day was able to run up front all season long, and then it came down to the final race of the year in the closing laps, and it looked like the championship was going to be Day's, and then all of a sudden a crash happened on the green-white checker attempt, and Cole Day went from having a championship lead of 9 points coming into the final race to losing the championship by just 1 point to Roy Fernandez-Lopez.
Every point matters, whether it's a bonus point for leading a lap. There's some contact there between the 33 and the 08, but, you know, you got some special bonus points here. You get those 5 bonus points for having 0 incidents. So that could be playing through the minds of Day and Levitt. They don't want to get into incidents because those are points.
Yeah, points. And remember, there was a point for Jordan Smith, who did qualify on the pole here tonight. So a point went to him. Also, another way to get a point would be by leading a lap. So it's a point for the pole position, a point for leading a lap, and 5 points for that 0 incident point. Don't forget, though, also, if you win, it's 5 bonus points over that 2nd place position, which is another 5 over 3rd and another 5 over 4th, and then 1 point from there out to the rest of the field. So there is a lot of room that Cole Day could lose and Cody Levitt could get. As you see down the back straightaway, Orlando Rivera still peeking to the inside here as we ride on board with our Draft Top onboard camera here, facing backwards, watching Rivera from your race leader's camera. Cole Day is still able to hang there. Dominic, I'm just impressed that the driver of that 37 has been able to hang to the outside for as long as he has already here, as Rivera goes down once again for the lead.
Yeah, it's interesting. You look at Dover, you think about, the inside is the way to go. And right now, it just seems like the 37's kind of holding it up there. And, he may be saving some tire up there. We don't know. We haven't really seen, how this is going to affect on the long run. But it's definitely interesting, and it might be a little safer than being stacked up behind Rivera right now.
Now, here's a question for you, Nick. iRacing. A lot of fixed setup leagues like to run around the bottom groove, and it's kind of the easiest on the tires. Right now with Cold Day to the outside, do you think those tires are being chewed up, or do you think it's just the shorter way around right now is just winning?
You got to look at that inside line as something interesting. It's, like you said, it's very friendly for these fixed setups. So, yeah, we're going to see here, I say in the next 10 to 15 laps, if this outside line is starting to eat at Day's tires. Other than that, I wouldn't expect too much of a change, but Dover, we could see a lot of change in the track.
Well, there you see Cold Day lose another spot. Racing Jason's going to dive underneath him coming out of turn number 4. That'll put Dobbs into that 4th position, but Orlando Rivera has now been shuffled to the outside. Greg O'Berry takes his green number 33 to the inside. He'll be the 2nd car to the inside row. Dobbs is the 3rd car to the inside row. And then it's that's the 48. That is Todd Poston. He came out of nowhere late to practice here tonight, and now he's figured out how to drive so far, and he's drove himself up to the 4th position just about. So he's inside the top 5 right now.
No, he is coming through the field. I was watching him during practice, and I really didn't see him as much of a contender. He was not as fast as some of these guys, but he's showing it during the race. I think every lap he puts down is definitely helping him. And the guy behind him, your points leader, Cold Day, he had a moment off 4 last lap, almost caught the wall. Maybe those tires are getting affected by running that outside.
The temperature here tonight at the Dover International Raceway is actually a cool temperature, but the track temperature was triple digits all through practice, all through qualifying, and now comes race conditions, and it is still hot. This concrete is just taking a beating with the heat, and the car's going at approximately 145 miles an hour around this 1-mile track is also putting some heat into this concrete. Now, Michael Bromley has now put himself into this battle. He's pulled himself up by the bootstraps, and he is going to tail the rear of this front pack. So it is 8 cars running out front, and then it's about a 3-second gap back to this pack right here of 5 drivers. And that pack is led by the 62 of Colton Farrow, Jamie Leach, Josiah Millen, Danny Valenzuela, and Darrell Clauter. Before you have to go another 1.5 back, and you find these 3. And this 3rd pack is led by Jeff Bergner, Donald Bennett, and Russ Hancock. All 16 drivers that took the green flag are still out there running, and it is still Jordan Smith leading the way.
This pack up front is getting pretty, settled down for what has been going on. Smith has been able to hold that bottom, hasn't been rooted up yet. I think that'll change as the laps go on as we get later into this race. This race going by really quick. Have less than 50 to go already, and it's looking like a very green flag-filled race.
Well, they don't call it the IROC Series, the International Race of Champions, for anything here. These drivers all know what it takes to be a champion. They all know what it takes to be a winner. You have to be there at the end of the race. Of course, you want to go out there and you want to have hard-nosed racing, as we see here with Orlando Rivera stuck to the outside and Dobbs down on the bottom as he goes and hits the apron a little bit. But the main factor here tonight, you're going to see a lot of green flag runs, and, well, those green flag runs, they will lead us to green flag pit stops. I'm estimating pit stops here tonight. We did get a fuel window, maybe 40 laps. Dominic, put yourself in the position, though. Looking at the laps, if it's 70 laps here tonight for this race, 40 laps is over that halfway point. Do you go ahead and maybe stop at the halfway point if you know you can make it? So 35 laps. Do you stop at 35, or do you go all the way to lap number 40?
It's really, it depends on your position. I think right now, if you're the leaders, it'd be kind of hard to do that, because if you pit at halfway, there's still 5 more laps there for a guy to, maybe run around and potentially catch a caution, catch some guys a lap down. Maybe if you're some of those guys in the back, maybe you risk it because you got nothing to lose at this point. You're gonna try to pick up some time somehow. But I think these front guys, I'd be tempted to run out the 40.
Well, you never know what's going to play. That's the greatest thing about Wednesday night racing here with the Salt Flat IROC series, is strategy gets played through the entire field. You might see a couple guys short pit, you might see a couple guys come in between, and you're definitely going to see maybe one guy. There's always that one guy that plays the long run game that stays out, because it does take a ton of time on pit road to put 4 tires on these street stocks and fill it with fuel. A lot of the drivers say it's pretty much like take a thimble, race fans, dump a little fuel in it, and go and try and dump it into your race car, and repeat until it fills the car with fuel. You will see pit stops here tonight. If we get to the green flag pit stop, that take us 40 seconds. 40 seconds, that puts us about almost 2 laps in the books.
They're getting aggressive up here. O'Barry got into the back of Jordan Smith, and there was some contact. Smith with a good save.
Racing getting heavy at the front as we look back off that drafttop.com onboard camera. There you see O'Barry in the green machine to the inside. TheBeastRacing.com, 08 of Orlando Rivera. He's still hanging on to the outside. And you got the no doubt racer of Racing Jason back there sitting in 4th position. Everybody has gone to the inside lane except for Orlando Rivera. But when it comes to the straightaway, everybody continues to take different lines down the straightaways here at Dover. Banking at Dover in the corners itself is actually pretty steep when you think about racetracks. It's 24 degrees of banking as you see O'Barry come up into that banking there and give your race leader a shot. But it is also 9 degrees of banking on the straightaways here at Dover. Dominic, you talked about that self-cleaning banking. That's pretty much what it is. That straightaway banking is still 9 degrees, and that is a lot, so everything kind of washes to the bottom.
Yeah, I've been at the track before. I've walked on that front stretch, and it is not an easy place to stand on. Just to stand on there or sit, it's kind of like sitting on a hill. It definitely, momentum wants to bring you down towards that inside wall. So that's what these drivers are experiencing as well.
We're 5 laps away from the halfway point here tonight, and race fans at this moment, we got to thank you all for tuning in here tonight to watch the Salt Flat IROC series right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. If it is your first time watching on the Turn 3 Racing Network, go ahead, hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell, get a notification anytime we do go live. We bring you racing action from the high banks of the Daytona International Speedway all the way here to this little 1-mile concrete monster here at Dover, and we stop at dirt in between. A lot of dirt racing news coming out this past week on the real world side of things. NASCAR will be headed to the Bristol Motor Speedway, and it will be on dirt in the spring. I know, race fans, everybody tuning in right now is going, when is iRacing going to bring the Bristol Motor Speedway dirt track? Well, we shall find out sooner than later.
Yeah, it's definitely something iRacing will definitely be taking a look into, especially since the Cup Series will be doing it. It'll be interesting to see if we get anything released here soon.
So as everybody has gone single file now, that may indicate that green flag pit stops may come here pretty soon. Orlando Rivera has taken his 08 and fallen back to the 5th position. There's Cole Day. Day is trying to kind of diamond things off here just a little bit as Jordan Smith going to leave the inside open out of turn number 4. Here comes Greg O'Barry. It will be Smith, though, at the line. O'Barry now is going to get the nose ahead of that 33. Down on the inside there, he will be the new race leader here on lap 34.
Yeah, it just looked like Jordan Smith just missed the corner there, or maybe the tires are starting to go. But yeah, it definitely just didn't get the bottom like he had been, the whole race, and that allowed Greg O'Barry to take the lead.
So now with Jordan Smith falling back a little bit as we ride on board here on our in-car camera shot with the Integrate and Intimidate number 5 with Jordan Smith. You see him buried back in traffic now. It is the 5th position for Jordan Smith. It's now Smith in 5th, Day in 6th, Levitt in 7th. It's kind of they're still running together, but it's not out front.
Oh, there was a moment there for the 98.
That is Racing Jason up out of the groove, and he's actually going to slap the outside wall coming out of turn number 4. There is some damage on the Griffith Racing entry. I don't think that's going to put any hamper on the speed performance, though. He's still going to drive it like he stole it.
Yeah, actually, we talk about the damage, and the guys in the back there, they have actually, approached that second pack, and they're actually picking up on this lead pack.
Here comes Dobbs. He'll be the first one to dive it off onto pit road here, just over the halfway point. as Dobbs will come to pit road. He's going to bring the 62 of Colton Farrow and Danny Valenzuela.
Valenzuela spins coming in.
Oh, Danny does go around, and he's actually going to hit the tire or the water barriers there.
The reminiscence of Matt Kenseth here back in 2004.
Now here comes Jordan Smith, Cole Day, Michael Bromley. They will all come to pit road. A couple others, Josiah Millen, Donald Bennett, all coming. So pit road is definitely a busy place. I'm being told by the truck, though, we do have the replay of Danny Valenzuela coming into pit road. Let's watch that back here on the Dirt 3 Racing replay. Valenzuela, late commitment, and gets just turned around. And he didn't hit anything, actually, until he went to try and back it up. And then he took the cone and the water barrier. So, well, a couple moments for Valenzuela, but he's just going to lose maybe a little bit of time. That's all it really is for him. All but 2 drivers to pit road now.
Now, I actually saw there, Orlando Rivera had a very aggressive entrance into pit road.
Well, let's take the look back. There's Levitt coming around Rivera. Oh, they were side by side, and they both... Oh, Rivera almost looping it around as the wheel hop came on, and somebody that was just behind, I believe that was Jamie Leach and Jeff Bergner, making contact with each other as they came to pit road. Bergner into the back end of that number 88. Everybody now at this point is actually sitting on pit road. We told you, race fans, get the thimble out. Let's fill it up. Dobbs is back out onto the racetrack. He'll be the first one to come back around after his completed pit stop. See him right there. And I believe he's still going to be shown 1 lap down currently, trying to get back onto the lead lap. He should be able to, because right out ahead of him, that's the 37 of Day. There's the 5 of Smith, the 7 of Bromley. So everybody's trying to cycle back through, as Greg O'Berry and Todd Poston were the 2 that stayed out the longest here to lap number 39 on to 40. As there you see Dobbs really trying to push the back end of that number 5 of Jordan Smith, trying to help him out down the straightaway just a little bit.
I was actually, I agree with the call by Dobbs to come in, because it looked like, he was struggling right there before he came into pits. Slapped the wall. I think he came in that lap after he slapped the wall. It was definitely a good call for him. He knew the car was going away from him, and now he was able to get those 4 tires on before everybody else.
So we'll wait to see where everybody cycles back out through. It does look like this should be our race leader, the man out of Las Vegas. It's the Las Vegas kid of Cody Levitt. He'll cycle back through as our race leader, as green flag pit stops have all been completed here tonight. So Levitt comes out, and I don't know if it was a strategy play or what, but it is almost a 7-second lead for Cody Levitt back to Cole Day.
Yeah, he might have played some strategy to get out ahead. Maybe he felt like if he could get into some clean air, maybe he could hold on to it, and this is a bonus point for leading a lap. Being second in points, every point matters, and maybe he figured he needed to do something different than Cole Day to maybe gain some points.
So Levitt gets a bonus point here today. Cole Day has not led, but I can tell you on the timing and scoring, this pack right here, Levitt out front, and then it's this pack here. Day, Smith, Griffith, Bromley, O'Berry is right there also. These 5 drivers are catching Cody Levitt hand over fist. It's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when will they catch him. And it's going to happen sooner than you race fans think. But sitting 3rd is Smith. Then Griffith is sitting there in 4th. Bromley is 5th. O'Berry is 6th. You see him right there, the green car to the back of this pack. Then it's the number 40 of Josiah Millen. He's battling side by side. That's the driver out of Utah. That is Jeff Bergner, the old sprint car driver out of the Bergner Racing Stables. Right now, Bergner will take the 7th position. That moves now Millen back to 8th. Colton Farrell right there. We haven't seen Colton in a couple of weeks, but it is really good to see the driver out of Nevada back here onto the iRacing.com circuit. He is running currently in the 9th position and rounding out the top 10. That's the number 10. That is Donald Bennett. He is battling with Todd Poston and Jamie Leach. Dominic, remember back before the pit cycle, though, Todd Poston was inside the top 5. Now he is looking, it looks like he's almost 12 seconds behind the race leader and 7 seconds behind that pack that's out ahead of him, those top 5 drivers.
Yeah, definitely something up with the 48. he was, yeah, like you said, he was up there and really looked to be a dark horse up here, maybe spoil the party for these guys, and not up there anymore. But now the real question comes down to, if Day gets up there, is he going to be able to pass Levitt for the lead so he can get a bonus point for leading a lap?
Well, we always talk about it's one thing to get there, and it's another thing to get around the person once you get there. I can tell you that Jordan Smith is going to stay latched onto the back bumper of that 37, and I think now Dobbs knows the situation also, that they have to stay single file to go back up to the race leader. It's not just these guys running him down on pure tires. This is the draft factor here with the IROCs that we see week in and week out, and the different strategies. We talked about how Levitt may play a little bit different strategy than somebody or Cole Day. You kind of have to. You can't just sit in line and follow the leader. If you follow the leader, all you're going to do is follow. So Levitt plays a little bit of different strategy from some of his competitors, and that's what got him out to, at one point, it was a 7-second lead. Now it is only 4 seconds, and it is only the straightaway distance. Take a look in the background, though. Remember that other group of cars with Jeff Bergner and Josiah Millen? There they are. They're actually pulling in that front group, so we could have 9 cars in this front pack battling for a win as we close in on the final 20 laps of this race. 23 to go that time by the line.
Yeah, this group's catching about a half a second on Levitt a lap, so they should be there in the next, I'd say, 8 to 10 laps, and like you said, that back group is catching up. So this is going to get interesting here as we get into the final 20 laps.
As we go on board here is with Cole Day, you see him. If you're a NASCAR fan, you would think that this line would not be the line that you would choose. You see Cole Day right down on the inside. And when he comes out of turn 2 under the General Tire banner, he will keep it to the low side. That is the quickest way around because it is the shortest distance around. The max speed here for these machines, about 145 miles an hour. Think about what your Cup car does here. 170, 180 miles an hour down these straightaways, and then they're hard onto the binders to get it woed up and get it around the corner. Well, these machines, you hear Cole Day, he has not lifted once. That is flat to the floor racing with Cole Day, as it'll be just 20 laps to go. It's still about a little over a 3-second gap for Levitt, but he is getting bigger in the picture here in the eyes of Cole Day as we close in on the end.
Yeah, these guys, the tires are going to start getting affected here, and I think if you want to look at somebody, look at Greg O'Berry in that 33. He was one of the last ones to pit, so he's got a lap or two fresher tires. So if tires do become a factor here at the end, look at the 33 car.
Looks like one car trying to get around the number 38 of Cody Levitt, and that is the 04 of Danny Valenzuela. Valenzuela a couple laps down here to our race leader, so that is not a battle for position. That might be a play by Cody Levitt. Maybe the reason Levitt was 8 seconds or 7 seconds ahead of this field was maybe he didn't put enough fuel in it. That could have been a strategy, though, Dom, because remember, thimble by thimble is how you fill them. If you need two thimble, less than the other guy, you're going to get out of pit road quicker.
That could be it. And right now, maybe saving some fuel, using some draft. But, I mean, this can't really work out too well. He's not going to be able to save fuel for too long because this pack is within 2 seconds.
They usually say at about 1 to 1.5 seconds that the race draft, or that the guy behind you could get the draft. Well, Cole Day is just about in that draft right now. Michael Bromley is still sitting there in that 6th position with his number 7. Behind him, you have Orlando Rivera. Well, race fans, remember, Rivera was one of the final drivers to come to pit road. It was a too fast entering pit road. Dom, you called it out. He aggressively charged onto pit road there. It was just too fast for the driver out of Puerto Rico.
Yeah, it was very aggressive. Almost lost it. And, yeah, it was pretty close. And not surprising to see the speeding penalty. And now we've got Dobbs moving Jordan Smith out of the way.
Well, one way to get around a driver here tonight is going to be to give him the old chrome horn. Dale Earnhardt, how many times do we see that champion of the sport go ahead and just give one of the drivers just a little bit of a nudge? He always say he never meant to wreck them. He just wanted to rattle their cage. Dobbs is one of those drivers where he's not afraid to go up and give the little horn. He thinks he's the Kyle Busch of the IROC series here on iRacing. Well, Now, can that champion, that Kyle Busch 2.0, come up here and get around Cole Day yet? Cole Day is not going to go easy like Jordan Smith maybe did. Remember, Smith is a rookie, while Cole Day is one of those wily veterans.
One thing to take a look here, they've gotten them within 2 seconds, but it's kind of stalled out. Cody Levitt, ever since he's gotten behind Valenzuela, has picked up his lap times, and these guys back here have really dropped a little bit, so it might not be a sure thing that they're going to catch. Actually, Levitt faster again that lap.
Yeah, you never know. You know, that draft now that Cody Levitt does have, as he got Danny Valenzuela in front of him. Valenzuela maybe laps down, but a car out in front of you breaking the air and pulling you around the speedway could be all that Cody Levitt needed. It'd be just 13 laps to go at the timing and scoring stripe, and that pack that's behind them there, that's Day, Griffith, O'Berry, Smith, Bromley. They got challengers because there is Jeff Bergner, there's Josiah Millen, and I believe that's the 62, that is, of Colton Farrow. So more dancers are going to join the dance party here, as it'll be just 12 laps to go, 12 more miles of racing here at the Dover International Raceway.
And how aggressive are you if you're Jordan Day or Cole Day? Do you continue to block Dobbs? Because Dobbs is eating up the back bumper of Day. Do you continue to block to try to hold on to second, or do you just end up giving it to him? If you get wrecked here, Levitt is coming here out of here with the points lead.
Yeah, that's not what you want to do if you're Cole Day. You know, all right, so you're going to give Levitt 6 points. So he'll now only be, 5 points, something like that, away from you going into Pocono. What a storyline that would be for both those drivers to now only be 5 or 6 points. As Bergner is sideways on the apron.
What a save.
Jeff Bergner goes down on the apron. We've seen a couple drivers like Dobbs go down there and touch the apron and get sideways here tonight. Now Jeff Bergner went down there and had to use his real-life racing skills to save his iRacing machine here tonight, because with 10 laps to go, we have not seen a yellow, as we won't see one right now, as Jeff Bergner was able to hang on to it. He is the biggest mover and shaker so far here of the race. He is up 10 spots. He is running sick. He started shotgun to the field tonight.
This group is getting very aggressive now. I think they see they're not gaining anymore, and they want to be the leader of this pack. As the 98 clips the apron.
That's almost going to force him into 3 wide here at Dover. Dobbs to the inside, O'Berry in the middle. Smith is going to go high side and handsome. He gets around Bergner with contact to O'Berry. That's going to send Greg up the track. O'Berry's going to be the big loser in the group, as he elected to check up as he was about to go 3 wide. And now he just lost 1, 2, 3, 4 positions. He is back to running 7th.
And you know who's loving all of this? It's Cody Levitt. This is just helping him all so much.
Yeah, you see on the onboard camera looking back, it's still just now breaking under 2 seconds, but Cole Day is going to get pushed up the track there from his teammate, and then they separate as we go on board here. Once again, our draft top camera showing us what's happening behind Cole Day, who right now is running in that second position. There's Jordan Smith. As Smith, Millen going to get spun out of turn 4. Caution flag going to fly as Josiah Millen goes around with just 7 laps to go. The first caution flag of the night will fly, and, well, Dom, whatever you just had written down on your little notepad, crinkle it up, throw it away, because you're about to see something you've never seen before.
That was exactly what Cody Levitt didn't want to see. He wanted this race to go green to the end. It was all but set there as Day stalled out 2 seconds behind, and now you've got 1 and 2 in the points, sitting second and first for a crazy restart if they don't pit here.
So we will go back here and watch this on our Turn 3 Racing replay and see what just transpired on Josiah Millen getting turned around. I think Greg O'Berry also involved in this incident. Well, let's go back and see. Right there, you see Greg O'Berry into that left rear quarter panel of the number 40 of Millen. Millen goes up the track. O'Berry goes for a spin. Millen actually hangs on to it. O'Berry is going to be the one, I believe, unless I think the caution flag might have flown, and saved the 33 of O'Berry, but those are the two drivers that are involved in it. Let's see if the truck has any other views for us here tonight at Dover. Over top there, you see they're already together coming out of turn number 4. And then O'Berry maybe gets a little help there by the 62 of Colton Farrell, possibly. We'll see if we got a little bit of a closer shot here on the replay. But right now, it does look like 2 cars involved.
Yeah, another one of those wrecks. Colton Farrow had nowhere to go. He might have nipped him just a little bit. So just a little bit of damage. I think everyone will be okay here to continue. But just another wreck where nothing of your doing, and just because the nature of Dover not really being predictable, seeing where spinning cars are going to go, you get caught up into it.
Let's ride on board here with Greg O'Berry. Yeah, you hear the second hit. There is a little contact from Colton Farrell, but it's not going to do any damage to either one of these steel-bodied machines. So everybody fires back off, and now I believe this will be an unofficial green-white checker. It will not count towards our green-white checker attempts here tonight. We should have 2 if we were to need them. A couple drivers did take the advantage of this caution flag to come down pit road, and that was the driver of the 48 of Todd Poston, the 19 of Russ Hancock, Orlando Rivera, Greg O'Berry, and Jamie Leach. All those drivers came down pit road here, which is 5 laps to go. Maybe they know something about these tires, that we need a little more grip to go the rest of the way to see who can win. Your running order, though, right now, with should be 4 to go when we hit the line here. It is Cody Levitt, Cole Day, Jordan Smith, Jeff Bergner, Jason Griffith Dobbs, Michael Bromley, Colton Farrow, Josiah Millen, Donald Bennett, and Darrell Clauter rounding out the top 10 here. Just 4 laps to go, and we're under caution flag number 1 here for round number 13, which is presented tonight to us by the fine folks over at Griffith Stone. So the lights on the iRacing pace truck go out, so it will be a green-white. Well, actually, we're going to get 1 extra lap, so it'll be 3 laps to go when we do go back racing. All drivers are still out onto the racing surface here tonight. Dom, do you think we're going to get back here and be able to snatch the checkered flag before another caution flag flies?
I don't think we're going to do it, but these drivers have been racing really nice all night. But I think that give and take, I think the give is gone. It's all take now. And I think the car to watch here is Jordan Smith, that 3rd place car in that 5. I think he's going to be really aggressive. He's had a good car all night. And the guy behind him has been really aggressive. He hasn't been afraid to use the bumper. That 98, look out for him. These 2 guys behind Levitt, I think those are the guys to watch here.
Well, the iRacing pace truck will come out of turn number 4, and it will dive to the inside, and we will wait for the Gibson AC and refrigerant green flag to come back out, and it's going to be in the hands of Cody Levitt. Whenever he wants to go, it's going to be go time, and he says, let's go right now. It'll be 3 laps to go here tonight at Dover for round number 13 of the Salt Flat IROC Series. Cody Levitt will hold the lead into turn number 1 as everybody else is going to give chase with just a couple laps to go. It's Levitt, Day, Smith exiting turn number 2.
Levitt needing to hold on here to give himself a really good chance next week at Pocono for the championship. But Day, he wants to end this championship run now.
2 laps to go as the popsicle sticks go in the air. Cole Day going to go to the outside here of Cody Levitt going into turn number 1. So they are side by side. Jordan Smith, where is he going to go? He stays down on the bottom. It's going to shuffle Cole Day to the outside. Everybody is lined up single file. Can we get to the white flag here tonight and finish this race in regulation? Jeff Berger with a big bump to the back bumper of the 5 of Jordan Smith.
Oh, ouch. Big wreck.
White flag is out. This race will be official. We will not go to overtime as Jeff Berger is turned around on the front straightaway. The iRacing officials do not throw the caution flag, so it's just a half a lap of racing to go. Cody Levitt is still hanging on as they are 3 wide for the 4th position. Bromley dives it in, trying to get under Smith. Not going to make it happen. Cole Day is sideways. It will be Cody Levitt coming to win the Griffith Stone race here at Dover. Cole Day will hold on for second. Jordan Smith is third. Racing Jason is fourth. Michael Bromley is fifth. Colton Farrow in sixth. Josiah Millen is seventh. Jamie Leach eighth. Ringo Mary ninth. Then Donald Bennett rounds out the top 10. Boy, what a finish. Dom, I told you, you weren't going to, you've never seen anything like it.
Unbelievable racing there at the end. The 37 of Cole Day, there were 2 times there on that last lap where he should have been around, and this championship run should have been handed to Cody Levitt, but unbelievable car control from Day to somehow hold on the second.
Cody Levitt will burn him down here on the front straightaway. He's going to give us a little bit of a show, as he is the round number 13 winner here at the Griffith Stone race at Dover. He will go ahead and celebrate long into the night. He knows now that the championship will go to Pocono. He officially has a chance, as he will actually gain 6 points on Cole Day here at the end of this one. Well, let's go back and watch the white flag lap here at Dover. This is the white flag lap as we get ready to go to your drafttop.com post-race show. There you see Bergner getting turned around, and then everybody is giving chase. There you see that big push there by Michael Bromley to the number 5 of Jordan Smith. It was what got him to the inside there, right on Cole Day. Bromley drove it too hard into 3, and he's going to pay for that. He's going to lose a couple positions, but there you saw the big bump to Jordan Smith. Cole Day, all those drivers get out of shape. Bromley and Dobbs get into it after the checker flag, as they were both going for the positions, but Cole Day will come home second with Smith in third. Cody Levitt is tonight's winner here. Let's see if we can go get these drivers here for our post-race show. Let's start right at the top of things with your race winner. Cody Levitt, you got a copy? It's Muth up here in the booth.
I got you, buddy.
Well, as you let the motor expire there, you are tonight's winner here at the Dover International Raceway. Tell us about those final laps, that late caution flag. Is that something you didn't want to see?
Oh, no, man. I definitely didn't want to see that. I was screaming. I was like, how? How does this happen? With 6 to go. It sucks. But
you came out of pit road, though, Cody, with an 8-second race lead. Did you have enough fuel to make it under green?
I was lifting going into the turns, and my calc said I had barely enough. It kept fluctuating, though, so I was not quite sure.
But tonight you're going to do it. You knew coming into the night you were 11 points out from Cole Day. This win will now cut that in half going into Pocono. How do you feel heading to Pocono knowing that there's a chance for a championship?
I'm pretty excited. I like Pocono a lot. I haven't had good luck there in these cars, but neither has Cole, so we'll see what happens, man.
Well, Cody, as you win here tonight at the Dover International Raceway, who makes it all possible behind the scenes there with the Deeper Darker Do number 38?
Just everyone that's put on this league. Danny, especially. He's a great guy. I'm glad he started this league up. I want to thank you for broadcasting, and thank the family if they're watching. Thank everyone that is out there watching. And that's it, man. Thanks.
So Cody Levitt tonight will win this race here for round number 13, presented by Griffith Stone. He hails out of Las Vegas, and he is going to go gambling next week in the honeymoon capital of the world up there in Long Pond, Pennsylvania. He has a chance to win his first ever championship just next week. So congratulations to Cody Levitt and that whole crew. Dom, I believe you may have caught up with the man who is going to finish second here tonight.
Hey, Cole. So, nice second place run, but your championship, rival, Cody Levitt, took the win, unofficially going into Pocono 5 points ahead. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I'm glad to get a second place tonight. Was hoping Cody wasn't going to finish as great, but Cody loves this track, so he always does good here. So can't expect anything less than a win from him. I mean, he loves this place so much. So I'm glad I was at least able to get a second, so we can at least keep it close going into the last race.
And a few incidences there on the last lap there, so you had to control a little bit. What was going through your head, coming to that white flag, knowing you really needed to hold on to the second place position?
Yeah, I mean, even though me and Cody are friends, I was still going to go for it. So I was just trying everything I could, and caught the apron there a little bit. Jordan touched me a little bit, so got a little loose, but was able to hang on to it for second place.
All right, congrats on the second, and we'll see you next week at Pocono.
Thanks, guys.
Cole Day finishing runner-up here tonight. That means there's only one other driver to talk to here tonight at Dover, and it's the man behind the number 5 machine. Jordan, a third-place finish here tonight, but a chance you had at the victory.
Yeah, it was a very fun night. My gosh, I was so close. Racing Cole and Cody's always a blast. I know we all never like to lose to one another, but hey, if there's 2 people in the garage I'd like to lose to, it's those 2. It was a pretty up and down race. Had the lead for the first half, and then pit stops happened, and Cody pulled a fast one on all of us, really. And then it was just catch up until then.
Yeah, and you were catching Cody Levitt, who was 7 seconds out at one point. Was there any team orders between you and Cole that you guys were going to stay nose to tail, try and run down that 38 here under that green flag run?
Well, we really were trying to, and I just made a mistake, got off the bottom, and let good old Dobbsy and behind Cole, and I had to work my way back up to him, and there's some luck we were able to get back nose to tail. But yeah, we were trying to catch up to Cody, but it was just, honestly, it was going to be too little too late without that caution.
Well, maybe too little too late, but you had a chance there on that final stretch of the run, or the race here tonight, and it wasn't good enough for the win, but a third place finish that will keep you in that 4th position in the points championship. Now we head to a track that you have never come to before. You've never raced in the street stocks. We're going to head to the Tricky Triangle in Long Pond, Pennsylvania. How do you feel about heading to Pocono for the season finale?
I'm very excited. I've heard great things. Cole and Cody love racing these cars at Pocono, so I'm really excited. If I can keep from hitting the entry barrels at pit road, I think I'll have a good shot.
Ah, those good old water barrels. I remember that. I was right behind you.
Yeah, that was an unfortunate day, so hopefully we'll not have an unfortunate day next week.
Well, Jordan, a third place finish for you here tonight. Who makes it all possible behind the scenes?
Definitely got to thank Cole, Cody, and Jamie first and foremost. My teammates are great. They're really helpful. I would not be in the position that I am now without them. I got to thank you for putting on a great broadcast, as well as all family and friends.
Well, there you heard it from your third place finisher tonight. Jordan Smith will finish 3rd in round number 13 here for the Salt Flat IROC series. Race fans, officially 13 races are in the books. That leaves just 1. As Cody Levitt and Cole Day continue their hunt, their battle for this championship, we will take it to round number 14 at the Pocono International Raceway next week. Dom, it was a great one, though, here from Dover. Closing thoughts.
Great race today at Dover. The Monster Mile did not disappoint. And of course, no one expected less. Our top 2 in the championship finishing 1-2. And next week, unofficially right now, 5 points separate Cole Day and Cody Levitt. Cody Levitt goes to Pocono and wins. He's potentially in position to win the championship. I mean, it doesn't get much more exciting than that.
Well, we're going to have to find that out just next week here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. We got to thank all you race fans all over tuning in tonight here on YouTube.com. You can catch all the Salt Flat Racing action over on Facebook, or you can head over to saltflatracingleague.com and also catch more of the news to keep up to date with all the drivers in the Salt Flat divisions. So for everybody over at Salt Flat, and of course, all of us up here in the booth on the Turn 3 Racing Network, for Dominic Capilupo, I'm Roger Muth. We hope that you all are well and stay safe, and we will catch you at the track next time.